Dude, my camera's dirty. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm having a hard time because I'm trying to do it on a different program. I'm trying to do this on YouTube now. So hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me or not. I'm going to turn off the draft. I've been watching the draft. Sorry, my apologies. I'm watching the draft, waiting for people to jump on. I think I have 3 people watching. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying in a different way today, only because the Facebook now deletes the lives after 30 days. I don't like that. So I want to make sure that my lives are always available. So I've switched it to YouTube. But I think I hooked up all the links the right way. So let me know in the comments over here if you can hear me. Type in your chats. I don't know. Can you see that chat? That's bad. HELLO. There we go. I can't type. So let me know if you see those chats I'm putting in there. Let me know if there's any problems why you can't hear me or see me. My cell phone number is 602-373. I'm going to type it in here, 602-373-9996. That's my cell phone number. You can text me on here. You can do whatever you like. So once again, Vince Manfredi. I am your city council member here in the city of Maricopa. So my goal here is to just simply answer any questions people have. So if you have a question, ask it. If you have a question about football, we can talk about the NFL draft. We can talk about the city of Maricopa. We can talk about whatever you want. Just let me know what you want to talk about. Now, as I said, I don't know if it's working on Facebook the way it should be, but you should be able to click go to link on the top part, and it should pop up. Let me see. I'm going to click this right here. I'm going to put my live is here on Facebook. Hit next. All right. So as I said, my live stuff is on Facebook. Hopefully everybody sees it and people come. I'm not sure because the live is being hosted on YouTube, but you should be able to see it on Facebook too. But I don't think you can. Dang it. Anyway, so on the bottom right-hand side of this YouTube live, please type in your questions, and I'm happy to answer them. And we'll go from there. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's see if it does. All right, Robin over here. Robin Overby said, at one point, you talked about a dog park, ball fields, and a new cell phone tower near City Hall and the new police station. Is that still in the works? Well, over at City Hall, there is some stuff in the works. It's called, or forgot the name, Heritage Park. No, not Heritage Park. Yeah, it's called a park, and it is in the works. And we were working on our plan for that. So I got it right here, and I'll bring it up here. So in our draft CIP, finding our way, city manager's proposed budget, which becomes the budget that we put into place. We've been talking about it, of course, and trying to figure out exactly what's going to go where, how's it going to happen. And there is money in the budget for the park over there. Now, it is not going to be probably fields anymore. Fields were planned over there, baseball and softball fields and soccer fields. If by some chance we were going to take some out of Copper Sky, which we're not going to be doing anytime soon. So it's probably not going to be fields. It'll be a large community park. It'll have a lot of amenities, as well as some of those amenities being the dog park that you just mentioned. Robin, thank you so much for asking the question. Can you do me a favor? In the chat, can you tell me how you were able to get here? Because some people are telling me they can't get to my live. But all you got to do is click go to link. Oh, you know what? I can save it. I can save it. I can do this, right? Go like so. Give me a second. I'm going to manage favorites. What I can do is I can show it to everybody. Smart. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm trying. Only on new tabs. All right. So since I'm on YouTube, it allows me to do this. I can go like so. I can share my screen. Do you see my screen? Good. So on my screen, what you'll see is me right now. I'm going to take that off the screen. There you go. You don't want to see me. But you see the screen. It's my Facebook page. On my Facebook page, if you click this right here, so just click this right here, and you'll bring it over here. Yeah, that's what I was saying, right? I just think other people can't find it for some reason. You go to my events, and then you click on go to link right here on top, and it'll bring you here. Maybe people just don't want to ask questions. It's possible. All right. Anyway, so as I said, Vince Manfredi is my name. I do a Facebook Live. If people want to come here and ask questions, they are free to do so. I'm happy to answer any questions people have for me, and that's it. All right. What questions do you have, Robin? Anything else? I think you're the only one in here. Oh, Robin, you retracted your question. All right, so I can go over a couple things. Pretty cool. So this budget right here that came out, right? This budget we've been talking about for the last couple of days, it has some information for you. And some of the information is pretty cool. So I'm going to go over it. Now, this is recorded, so people will be able to come on and see it later if they're not here now. Make sure, of course, to give your ask your questions. We're happy to go over them with you. I'm happy to go over them with you. So part of the budget plan right here is this guy here. So in our budget, what we do is we have our fiscal 25-26 year budget, and these are the dates where everything happens. So you'll notice that some of the dates are pretty simple. You have the tentative budget, May through June, July, August, September, October. So it has them all. So what we'll see is next month in the May 6th meeting, we'll be talking about how we go ahead and approve our budget. So whether we have questions about it or whichever, we'll approve our budget in May, our tentative budget, and then we'll go to the next. So May 6th, we'll approve our tentative budget. May 13th, we'll post that budget online for people to look over and stuff. The final budget adoption will come June 3rd. And then the final budget forms and everything go June 10th onto the website. So pretty fun. So that's what we've been doing over the last couple months. It takes about 3, 4, 5 months to get your budget done. One of the crazy things that's happening is our budget right now. Battery was dying. There we go. The budget for 2024 was $105 million. I can pull that out for you. The projected budget for this year, right, for 2025 is $102 million. And the 2026 budgeted amount is $108 million. These are our revenues. This is the money that we get to come into the city. Now, the hard part you see is that there's been a pretty much almost, not, I don't want to say decline, but there's been plateauing almost, or a flattening of our budget. And it's mostly because if you take a look, what's been happening is the state shared revenues over time have been plateauing. State shared revenues used to be 19 million, then 25 million, then 32 million, and then it went down to 30 million because they cut some of the stuff we get. And then now it's 30 million a year later, and they cut more. So what the state is doing is cutting out revenue that the city's trying to generate or has generated in the past through state shared revenue, fees and funds and HERF funds, and they're taking that away from cities. I guess they think cities are just wealthy or something. We're not. So what happens is the state shared revenues disappear or plateau. They go down, right? So here is our 24 actual, 32. Our 25 projection was 30 million, and our budget amount for next year is 30 million. So what you're doing is seeing state shared or intergovernmental revenue basically stagnating because the state decided they don't want to spend, they don't want to let the cities charge taxes on rentals and things like that. So, sorry, that's not even part of this. That's just the state's bringing in less money, and they share with the state, with the cities. Over here in the blue section, what you see is local sales taxes. So you'll notice local sales taxes have gone up, and they'll continue to go up. This includes that half-cent sales tax we've been talking about, because you can't spend it in the future unless you budget for it now. And then over here is the yellow, and the yellow, that right there is other. This is licensing and fees. And you see the smallest one, maybe not smallest, but yeah, almost second to smallest, right? That's property taxes. So when everybody says property taxes are too high, those are your property taxes. So your property taxes pay for things like police and fire and such. You'll notice property taxes come out to about $17.76 million for the budget of 2026. Well, police and fire, they make up about $32 million worth of spending. So property taxes doesn't even cover police and fire, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. All right, so here we go. Go to link. I guess people don't want to be on it. Nothing I can do about it. But please ask your questions. I'm happy to answer them. Just type your questions over here on the right-hand side of the screen, and I'll answer your questions for you if you have any. But let me see. Oh, yeah. If you have any problems with a city road, right, on the city website, maricopa-az.gov, right, .gov, right, you go to maricopa-az.gov, and then there's a form there. Hold on. I'll type it in. I'll show it to you. maricopa-az.gov. I'll pull it right up here on the screen. There we go. So if you look at the screen right here, you'll see maricopa-az.gov right here. See it? Right? And if you go to the page here, you're able to report any problems you have. So right here, find a service, all this stuff right here, you can see everything. But right up here, you see that? It says report a problem. If you click report a problem, it pulls up this screen. Then you say report a problem with streets and parks or a code violation. So if you want to, tell us about a code violation happening in your neighborhood or something, you can put it here, or report a problem here. Brightly pops up, and you'll see a big map of the city pop up, and you can scroll in. I'm right here right now. I'm sitting in my office at work because that's how it works. I hit allow, of course. Sorry. But you scroll down here, says I'm over here, and I can say report a problem here. So what you do is you can sign in and register. I don't want to type in my password for everybody to see it, but you sign in and register. Mine is just my email address, right? You type in your email address, you sign in, and then you click on somewhere on the map and create a work report. So let's say I don't like this right here on this intersection. I click it. This is the intersection on Porter. Now you can actually click down here and make it into a satellite view if you want. So you click on this and you say, I'm going to click report, and you can say up here, you click over here, there were something in the roadway, overgrown whatever, concern for streets, huge pothole, right? Please fix it. If you have a picture, you click here, and you could upload the picture if you want. And then, of course, you hit submit work order. Pretty simple, but that's how you're able to go ahead and put that stuff in there. Any questions? Put them in here. So thank you so much for everybody that's shown up so far. Not many people, but that's because we're on a new program instead of Facebook. So I'll just keep going and we'll keep chatting about it, but we'll keep going over some other stuff. The budget, right? So when we look at the budget, this is our general plan, right? So the general fund revenues by type, and you can look at the different revenues right here. These are actual revenues for each of them, right? And you look at local sales tax. This one right here is important. This one right here shows right here where that 5% would come from. Not 5%, half cent sales tax if we put it in place. And it will show you that a lot of the money from the extra sales tax will come from development. So everybody says development should pay for that, right? That's what it does. That's a pretty cool one. And then I'm going to show you a great one. You'll notice that we talk a lot about property taxes. So this one here is property taxes. So on this one here, you'll see that the city of Maricopa has lowered property taxes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, one more earlier. So this is basically the 6 years right on this form. And it shows property tax rates have dropped for primary property tax from 4.63 to 3.47. So more than an entire percentage point. And then you'll notice the yellow on the bottom, this right here, the yellow on the bottom, that's our secondary property tax. That's what pays for Copper Sky. And even that one has dropped from 9.3 to 5.59. So 0.93 to 0.59. So what you'll see is a huge drop in the percentages paid in property taxes. By doing that, what we've done is saved our taxpayers, our residents, our homeowners, and even renters, of course, and business owners. We saved everyone a lot of money over the course of the last 6 years and for many years going forward. Because by dropping the rate, even though your housing goes up in price, you're going to pay a little bit more because your housing value goes up. So you pay more because of the rate itself is based on value. But you don't pay as much as you would have if we didn't drop the rate. So that allows us to essentially save money for our property owners and the folks who actually pay property taxes here in the city of Maricopa. Hope that makes sense. So what you look at is less money coming in, of course, like I said earlier, from the state shared revenues. But we're still dropping property tax rates because the property owners here in the city of Maricopa shouldn't be penalized because the state decides they want to take away some of the money that the city gets. So if you take a look at this one here, this is the general fund operating budget by department. So what this does is it breaks down all of the departments in the city of Maricopa, and breaks it down by percentages of the total spend. You'll notice that down here, it breaks it down by department. And you'll see one right here, $4.99. And if you go across, you'll notice that is the mayor and council office. So our department, the mayor and council, and all of our salaries, 20 grand or so a year, as well as everything we spend to travel and advocate for taxes spending on 347 and such, is included in there. So you'll notice that is very low. So our mayor and council keep a very low budget as compared to everything else. We do have the least employees probably too, because we have 1 employee and 7 council members. If you have any additional questions, please ask them on the right hand side. But the reality is, I don't think anybody's in here. That's the fun part. I think there's like 1 or 2 people viewing this thing. So I'll save it and everybody will get it. But I guess I got to go back to Facebook Lives and then upload them to YouTube. Like, do them, then upload them. I don't know. But yeah. All right. So any other questions that we have, please ask them. I'm happy to answer any questions folks have. And I don't care what they are, whether they're about the 347 or about the what's that called? The NFL draft or whatever. I'll answer your questions for you. Anyway, when you click on the Facebook Live, it goes over here, and then you go to the link. This is dumb. It doesn't work so well. But hey, I liked it better on Facebook. But we're on our YouTube channel now, and we've gone about 20 minutes. I've answered 2 or 3 questions that are popped up on the side here, and I've gone over the budget. Good news is in the budget we have 4 new officers being hired. 3 of them have already been hired and have started at the academy. So that's a good thing. So new officers are coming for folks, and yeah, exciting stuff. All right. I always say, as long as people are asking questions, I will answer them. But if nobody's asking questions, I'll go home and spend time with my family. So we're about 22 minutes in. I haven't had many questions asked, which is kind of funny, because coming up in about a week on May 6th. So how long is that right now? 2 weeks. Coming up in about 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. There's going to be our budget that we're going to approve or not approve or whatever. There's going to be a sales tax that people are talking about, and a couple other things. So anyway, you guys let me know, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go get a soda. I'm on a live here. My daughter keeps texting me. She said, pick up now. But we'll see what happens. But ask your questions below. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink. All right. I got some grapes. I don't see anybody asking any questions. So the live was a failure. Well, now for Robin Overby. Robin asked a couple questions. I answered them for Robin. But if you guys have any questions, ask them. If not, I'm going to go home. NFL. Oh, Robin asked another question. My apologies. This is what I was doing just now when you asked that question. I was looking at the NFL draft. Did you check it out? Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Ashton Gentry. I was hoping he would drop to my Bears at 10. Armand Membu, Terriora McMillan, wide receiver, Kevin Banks. The Bears, that's my team. The Bears drafted Colston Loveland, very good tight end. But Mikael Williams, Tyler Booker, Kenneth Grant, Tyler Warren. Colts got Warren. Nice. And the Cardinals picked Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, Mississippi. All right. So, question: what's the scoop on the new industrial area, land for which we approved the city? So, what's happening there is, I got a grape in my hand. Sorry. What's happening there is pretty simple. The land is just changing a couple things there. Some of the zoning is in the process of changing. The developer that's purchased some of the land is out marketing it right now. We're going to have a couple pretty cool jobs that are going to be happening there. I can't tell you about them because the developer has NDAs in place. But it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have some actual jobs in the city of Maricopa outside of the casino, the school, the city, and, smaller businesses. So it's good. We're going to have some pretty good jobs available. I don't have much to share with you except for it's in the works right now. Our economic development team is working with the developer, and we should have it up and running as soon as possible. If anybody has any additional questions, please post them in the questions over here. Right down here where it says chat, I'm going to type the word hi. See? Put your question in there. Ian, right? Yeah. Ian said, any word from Dignity Health as to their plans for the parcel north of Freddy's? We were so close on that. And I think without COVID, we would have had a small, not regional hospital. I don't want to call it that, but basically an annex of a regional hospital for Dignity there. But unfortunately, it didn't work. COVID happened. They stopped expanding, and that's that. So Dignity still owns the land. The fact they still own the land and haven't sold the land means they have some sort of intention to do something there. What is it? Unsure. Very unsure. But what we'll do is we'll continue with the work we're doing around the area for the transportation needs. Eventually, what's going to happen is either Dignity is going to A, build, or B, sell the land. And that will be developed. But right now, no, there's no word from Dignity on what they're going to do. The city just sold some land to a developer down by Copper Sky, and that land is going to be a hospital. Now, I don't know what it's going to be, whether it's Dignity, Banner, Honor Health, or whichever it is, Abrazo, who knows. But the developer said they're working with 4 different hospital chains to figure out who's going to be there. So it's going to come down to who wants to be there the most. Dignity has an upper hand because they already have land they could build on, but maybe they want to build down by Copper Sky and then sell that land, use that money to build. Who knows? We'll figure it out. I hope that answered your question, Ian. Any other questions for me? There's only 2 people reading this, watching. The new supermarket in Maricopa posted a story about a development plan that was put in by somebody. It's called pre pre-application. And basically what it is a pre-app. A pre-app doesn't mean much until they actually work with that pre-app. We've had pre-apps for everything in the world. But the reality is, I know that there's at least 3 different supermarkets looking at the city of Maricopa. I know one of them was mentioned in that article, but who knows if that's true or not, right? That's just an article. But the city has not gotten any actual plans to build anything except for a pre-application to see if it fits that area, because that's all a pre-application is. They haven't actually applied for building permits yet. Hope that makes sense. But I do believe there'll be one on Porter. I know there's going to be another one on 347. I'm almost sure there'll be one probably either White Park or Murphy or something like that. It's going to happen, right? There's no way it's not going to happen. So we need more supermarkets. It's going to happen. All right. Any other questions? Let me know. If not, like I said, I take questions until nobody asks anymore, and then I go on. So my live, it's different this week because I went from Facebook Live to a YouTube Live, and there's nobody here. Right? I got 2 people watching, and I think I've answered the 2 people's questions. But I've also gave a bunch of information earlier about the budgeting that we're going through. The half-cent sales tax. I'm surprised nobody's on here asking about the half-cent sales tax, but hey, it is what it is. We'll meet on that on May 6th and go from there. But since no one's asking questions, I'm going home. I'm going to go ahead and log off, and it's only a 31-minute live this week. Usually I go 60 to 90 minutes, and I'm just pounding away on questions. So maybe people get used to the YouTube Live going forward. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. You can post questions here, and I'll get back to them on another time, or shoot me an email. My email is simple. It's vincent.manfredi@maricopa-az.gov. Oops. I can't type. Vincent Manfredi@maricopa-az.gov. I have my city phone at my office. It doesn't work, right? My cell phone 602-373-9996. I don't mean the phone doesn't work, but I'm not sitting in an office, right? So that one right there is my cell phone. Give me a call. I'm happy to answer. Anything you guys need, let me know. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.